You are now listening to the Tom Squared Podcast.
Hey there, folks. Welcome to the Tom Squared Tech Talk Podcast. We are so damn excited to be back with you. I am your host, Tom.
Tom here as well.
Well, there are two Toms in this room, Tom.
Nobody but us.
That's a lot of Tom to take.
You know, it's more than most can handle.
It is a lot of Tom, and there might be some tomfoolery in this podcast. See what I did there?
Where do you go from there, Tom?
Well, I think it all boils down to how much caffeine I've consumed this morning, Tom.
Well, you're probably one up on me.
Do you like the Mountain Dew?
You know, that is a habit of mine that I am in a 12-step program now.
Yeah, it's okay to talk about it, Tom.
Well, admitting it is the first problem.
You're damn right it is.
Admitting the problem. So,
mine has been a Colombian brew lately. That's kind of been my beast of burden, if you will.
My only problem with it is when I can't get it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You start getting the shakes.
You know, where is the closest 7-Eleven at that point?
Right.
You know?
I am a big fan of the Diet Mountain Dew. That's one of my things. It keeps me fueled.
It's got to be cold.
It's got to be cold. I think it's absolutely terrible for your body.
Yeah.
But it's freaking delicious.
Liquid candy.
Yeah. Liquid crack.
Good point.
So listen, Tom, super excited to be back with you. It's always a blast when we're hanging out. And, you know, a lot of people wouldn't think that it's a blast to sit down and talk about tech stuff.
But we certainly do enjoy it.
We do enjoy it. Hopefully you enjoy it, all three of you that hopefully are listening today.
I think we're up to 4.
We might be.
My father might be tuning in.
I think my mom listens.
5.
I know my wife hits it once, listens to her about 30 seconds, and she's out. But hopefully we're keeping people a little longer.
You're luckier than I. I can't even get mine to get to click on the link.
Well, we're here for you, and I want you to know that our mission and goal and objective is to kind of bring the tech geek speak down a little bit. We want this to be informative and useful for you as a consumer.
My good friend Linda used to say every time we'd start talking technology, Geek Talk, you're on the air. So we're not trying to accomplish that. We want to bring it down to a level that's relevant and understandable.
Amen. So let's jump right into that action, Tom.
Here we go.
What are we talking about today?
Social media and staying safe, because it is time again to travel.
It's time. It's the kids go back to school in my world. I think I've got 2 or 3 weeks until they go back, thank God. But this is a time a lot of people go on vacation, Tom.
And we're seeing that on social media. Lots of great pictures out there. People having fun all over the world.
I'm seeing it. They're traveling from Maitland, Florida, all the way to Wichita, or might be going to Muskegon.
Or as far as McPherson, Kansas, just beyond Wichita, you know, the heart of Kansas.
It is the heart, and it is beautiful country, said no one ever. But, listen, we're watching and loving all these photos that y'all are sending, and we have a little bit of caution. We're not trying to foil your party.
Not at all. But we just want to help keep secure because we know there's enough on people's minds without having to think about what are we doing to keep ourselves secure on social media.
Amen. And I get to speak a lot about social media security with television. I know Tom deals a lot with security in local businesses. His company is Advanced System Solutions, and he is helping small to medium-sized businesses keep safe, right?
That's what we work on. We try to bring that enterprise level service normally required, you know, for Fortune 500 companies to small and medium businesses who in a level they can afford.
You're a good man, Tom.
Well, we love helping out, the both of us. I know
we do. You know? We do. So a little bit more about, you know, keeping yourself safe. So you're out traveling, you're having a grand old time, you're snapping photos, you're tagging friends.
And tagging your location. Location.
I love that.
You know, I think we should use that. We should coin that phrase.
I feel like I've heard it before somewhere.
I'll look into that. We'll get back to that on the next podcast. But it's location. And so again, some great locations, some beautiful, Machu Picchu. Who wouldn't want to be there? However, I don't want people to know when I'm there.
Why is that so important, Tom?
For me, because I don't have a guard dog. I know some people have a huge husky. You know, the dog's awfully good, but or a security camera system that can get a hold of your phone. But when you're at the top of Machu Picchu, I'm not thinking that you're getting great cell phone reception.
You're probably not.
And I'm thinking that you're not going to know that somebody just entered your house on that little Amazon camera system that was set up. So
Yep. Crooks are paying really, really close attention to what you're doing, where you're going, why you're doing it, any personal info you're pushing out there. We have to be mindful of it, Tom.
and we love when our pictures are popular, but
We do.
unfortunately, the more popular they get, the more people that are going to see them.
That's right. And that means the more potential crooks that could be stealing your stuff.
That know that you're out there in McPherson, Kansas, and not in Maitland, Florida, or wherever it is you're traveling from. So that's why it's important to keep mindful of that. Maybe post those pictures when you get back from vacation.
Right.
So not only do you get rid of all those bad photos where you if you in the bathing suit, you kind of put those to the side.
Yeah.
But it allows you to make sure that you're not tagging where you are and that you're not in your house.
I think a lot of people don't really realize that when they take a picture with their smartphone, that picture gets encoded with some data. Tom, what kind of stuff is living in those photos?
In that metadata, if you haven't turned off the location on the phone that you're taking the picture with, it doesn't matter that you've not tagged the location. It's in the data on that photo.
It's hiding. It's lurking in there,
It
some
is.
might say.
And it's easy to find.
Easy
Very.
peasy.
It
And
is.
and listen, crooks stay up on this stuff, right? They're and we're not trying to scare you. We want you to have a grand old vacation, but you got to be mindful about what you're doing, where you're doing it, and kind of the trail that you're leaving behind yourself.
Absolutely. Because as you say, the crooks are out there, and you wonder to yourself, what would these people come up with if they took all this time and energy that they devoted to finding out where people are on Facebook? What if they actually created something meaningful with it?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that is not the case.
You know what's happening a lot, Tom, is I'm getting a lot of calls to my cell phone, and they look like 321 numbers, which is my area code. And interestingly enough, a lot of those numbers look very similar to mine. So I realize that when I'm answering them, there's a tone of silence. It's like they're waiting for me to identify myself. Do you know what's happening there?
I've heard.
Crooks are building a profile. So they may find, I don't say this in an egotistical way, but if you Google my name, you're going to find all kinds of stuff, right? You could build a trail of me pretty quickly and understand who I am, where I work, everything else. So what crooks are doing today is trying to build a profile. And I think, Tom, I saw you post something where you called a local cable company to get into a customer's account, and they gave up the goods within seconds.
Absolutely. All I had to do was they saw that I was calling from a local number. And again, as you pointed out, I could change that number to any number I wanted to be.
Absolutely.
Any area code, any number, I could spoof easily. Now, all I have to do is call and say, "Hi, I'm Tom."
Right.
And they don't know which one of us it is.
Sure.
It could be you.
There's a lot of Toms in this room.
There are. And that allows us, with just simply that phone number, gave that cable company the security that I was who I said I was, although I wasn't that Tom. I was another Tom.
Right.
But they did. They gave me the keys to the kingdom, and that is scary stuff.
It's scary. And I'm hearing it's happening with banks, which is uber frightening. It's happening with tax returns. Crooks are filing tax returns with your name. And I'm not going to lie, that happened to me personally this year, which is one of the biggest pains in the asses that you can imagine. But it's happening. People build a profile from your social media channels. They know what you drive. They know they're paying attention.
Even scarier now, somebody recently called me and said, "Did you just call my number?" And I said, "No, I didn't." And I noticed that they as well had the same area code and prefix as the number I had.
Yep.
The spoofers had used my phone number to call out and call people.
Yeah.
And these people were calling back to say, "Stop calling me." And I had to assure them, it's not me, and go into this explanation.
Tom is not a spammer.
That's I swear.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. It's not in our DNA, sir.
No, helping is what we like to do to keep those people away.
Amen. And unfortunately, there's so much of it, and it's not going to stop. So honestly, we want you to have fun on social media, but we also want you to be very mindful about what you're doing.
Absolutely. It's no need for something that's so much fun to become such a pain and a security hazard for us.
And let's talk about passwords.
That is such a joyous topic that
It is.
people always, when I post that on social media, I see the click-through rate just shooting through the ceiling because
Passwords, it's a riveting topic, Tom, but
it is.
it's got to be talked about.
it does because, using the same password for the bank and Facebook just isn't a good idea.
Right.
So I like to choose a template and two templates, one for more secure accounts and one for lesser secure accounts. But if you choose that template and keep maybe the year at the end of it, you'll be able to change that password and not have to worry about forgetting it.
Right.
And that's because that's a big problem at our age. What was that password again?
At our age, yes. Yes, Tom and I are both in our 40s.
Yep, over the hill. That's it. Time to pack it in. But
It's got the gray hair.
Yep.
We both have glasses.
That's right.
Right.
But
No, it's a real deal. And, I have so many customers that are giving us these really weak passwords for even like their email addresses or whatever. And they wonder why they're getting hacked. And it's because crooks sit around and try to hack passwords all day.
And one thing that's not too often talked about is the fact that password lists get stolen.
Yes.
People have access to these lists from IT departments. And when through acquisitions of different companies, we just heard AOL and Yahoo were both bought out. So now who has access to all those old password lists?
Right.
That's why it's really important to change them at least once a year.
People never like to hear that.
Never. That is one of the hardest things to get clients to do is, how long have you had this password? Well, forever.
Yeah.
And that list is out there. It's on the dark web.
It is, Tom, and you deal with it in your space in the tech. I deal with it on the marketing side because, we have clients with all kinds of social media channels and passwords. And even when we're setting up their website with, with their contact forms and all that stuff. But I see it every day where it's like, what's your password? Michelle1234.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's why it's important to choose a template. That's something you can maybe tack 2 letters on MS for Microsoft, YH for Yahoo, and just change it up a little bit so they're not all the same.
Right.
But they're similar so that when you change them, you're not going to forget what they are. You just changed the year within the password.
That's really
Something
smart.
like that.
I like that. In fact, I'm going to use that myself.
Yeah.
So using the name of your dog probably isn't a good idea.
It's much as I'd like to say it is. I've seen your dog on social media, Tom, and the name is all over. So
yeah, she is. Avalanche is she's popular on the socials.
Yep. So we want to steer clear of that, and myself as well. We don't want Skipper's name out there,
right?
Because everybody knows that Skipper is the security of Advanced System Solutions. So,
yeah. So hopefully we didn't just compromise the entire system there.
I've got to go right now because I've got some passwords to change.
Yes, you do, sir. But no, listen. In all seriousness, it is super critical that you keep those updated. There's actually some software programs out there you can use that'll kind of log you in and into certain places too. Not a bad idea. Some of them come with a fee, like a monthly fee. I think LogMeIn's one.
Yep. But when you're talking about password security and social media and traveling, if you're going to be logging into your social media accounts from maybe the hotel or another network, perhaps you should think about changing those passwords upon return.
Yeah, that's wise too, because somebody could have sniffed those passwords through the air
quite easily.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, people are getting friend requests and messages from you that aren't necessarily being generated by yourself.
Right. So, hey, here's one last tip for social media privacy and kind of trying to keep yourself safe. How many times have you gotten a message through that Facebook Messenger with a link?
A few too many.
A few too many. And that is honestly, it's one of the most dangerous places I see. It may look like it's coming from a reputable friend and they want you to click here to view a document. And as soon as you click that sucker, Tom, it's off to the races.
No fun. No fun at all. So make sure that what you're clicking on, you're either expecting or that you see something else in the message that indicates it's that person.
Or ask that person, pick up the phone. That's a novel idea. Call your friend.
Not a bad idea. Something a lot of people are forgotten about.
Yeah, communication.
It's a wonderful thing to hear a voice.
It is. It's charming. I love hearing yours, Tom.
It's It's rare to hear that.
Well,
You know, talking about security and IT security,
yeah.
people don't always want to hear that, but
No, they don't, but it's reality. So you just have to be really mindful about what you're clicking in that messenger. It's been used a lot. I actually got one a couple months ago from a friend that I went to high school with. Really nice lady. She sent me what looked like she sent me a request for some money because she was in trouble over in Europe and needed some funds.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't think so. That did not seem legit to me.
It better be a good friend to be calling for money from Europe.
Yeah, amen. And sending me a weird looking link in Facebook Messenger.
It better be a phone call.
Yeah.
We better hear that voice.
Yeah, that would have worked. But I think we all have to be mindful and very cautious about what we click, who we're talking to, and make sure that they are a legitimate individual that you know.
Absolutely. Because again, you never know who is going to create an account, per se, under the name Tom.
Right.
Use my picture. Right. Send you a friend request.
Happens all the time.
And you think, well, I thought we were friends. Maybe I unfriended him because of those darn dog pictures he keeps posting.
Skipper is all over the place.
I tell you. So you think, well, maybe I should accept that request. And now there you are with two Toms.
Right.
And of the same.
Oh, my goodness. My mind just exploded from that.
My wife says that there's no way the world can handle two of us.
I don't think that there is.
Yeah, I agree. But that's why you want to make sure if you do get a friend request from somebody and you think, well, I thought we were already friends, take the extra minute to look up and see, are we still friends? Is this a valid account?
Yeah, that's great advice. And I see it every day. My mom has like 16 accounts, but I know she's only got one.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's happening. And it's, Facebook, social media, it's all fun and games.
It's great.
We just want you to be really, really safe about it.
Absolutely. And enjoyable. So
Tom, tell us, was there a question that we needed to answer today from one of our many 3 listeners?
I think Angela sent us a question about social media she had.
Angela, what's up?
She wanted to know about when traveling on social media, should she be using LinkedIn and Facebook from the locations that she's going to, or should she try to wait until she's back and not necessarily post from those locations? I think what she's trying to say is, can they tell just from when you post something text, not necessarily a picture, where you're located?
I think the answer to that is yes, based on IP address and geographical location that kind of gets tagged when you're using an ISP.
Yep.
So that was geek speak. I'm sorry. When you're using your internet service provider or your carrier.
Absolutely. Facebook will read the local carrier where you posted that from, and it will say, posted in Honolulu.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it can look like, Angela, it can look like you're actually posting from New York City or wherever you happen to be on the planet. So, my advice for that one is really try to post from home, or to Tom's point, you just got to keep yourself, you got to use some common sense on this. Like if your home is unoccupied and sitting there, you're going to alert the entire planet.
Might not be the best idea to be posting that you're away.
Absolutely.
But if Aunt Sally or Uncle Joe is there watching the house, or if you've got those multiple dogs that are being tended to, make sure you have somebody tend to those dogs while you're away.
A tough rabid pit bull in the house, and you're fine.
Yeah, but for those of us who don't, we've got to use that little bit of extra thought to make sure that we're thinking smart when we're traveling.
Amen.
Yep.
Tom, always a pleasure, sir.
Likewise.
And tell us where our listeners can find you.
Advanced System Solutions can be found at advancedsystemsolutions.com. And again, we always love talking technology.
Yeah, if you have any question, anything that's really it's perplexing you or scaring you, or you just need some help, dude, we're here to help you. And that I want you to know that.
Please let us know, because we'd love to hear.
Sharing is caring, Tom.
Absolutely, Tom.
So listen, from the Tom Squared Tech Talk podcast studios located in Maitland, Florida.
Sunny Maitland, Florida.
It is sunny today. It's hotter than Hades, Tom.
It is. But that's why we're here, and we're happy you're here as well.
So have a great day, and Tom, go change that password.
I'm on my way.
We're out.
This podcast was recorded at the On Target Podcasting Studio.